You're listening to Beyond the Couch podcast with Dr. Sally Nazari, where we look at you beyond the couch and build ways to enrich your life, share your triumphs, achieve your goals, and most importantly, where we'll be celebrating you. Let's get started. Hello, everyone. Welcome to Beyond the Couch, episode 17. I'm your host, licensed clinical psychologist and Reiki master teacher, Dr. Sally Nazari, and I can't wait to get started talking about stress with you today. Let's begin by defining what stress actually is. Now, we all know what stress feels like: tension, pressure, butterflies in the stomach, nervous, or just a sense that there's too much to do. The first person who defined stress was Hans Selye, the father of stress research. He defined stress as the body's non-specific response to a demand placed on it. What he means is that your body has a certain reaction to any demands that are placed on you, whether physically, psychologically, or mentally. Selye identified two types of stress: good stress, which he called eustress, and harmful stress, which he called distress. It's important to remember that stress pushes you to grow, to change, to fight, and to adapt. All life events, even positive ones, cause a certain degree of stress. For example, getting a new job is a positive change, as are getting married, falling in love, getting a raise, and winning a tennis match. The challenge of a new situation and the stimulation that it creates might be beneficial to someone's life. It might propel someone to take a risk and take a course at a university, or to go out and meet new people, or to take on a new hobby, or even to learn a new sport. Some stress pushes you to meet goals by working harder or sticking with a challenging task. But sometimes stress reaches an unhealthy level that can prevent you from functioning well and meeting your goals. Your health, school and work performance, and social life can all suffer when stress becomes too much to handle. That's because stress can affect your mood and ability to think clearly. It can also weaken your immune system and make you more susceptible to getting sick. Feeling stress can feel perfectly normal, especially during difficult times. You might notice that sometimes being stressed out motivates you to focus on your work, yet at other times you feel incredibly overwhelmed and can't concentrate on anything. While stress affects everyone in different ways, there are two major types of stress, as we mentioned a few minutes ago. Stress that's beneficial and motivating, or good stress, also called eustress, and stress that causes anxiety and even health problems, bad stress or distress. Here's more on the benefits and side effects of stress and how to tell if you're experiencing too much stress. According to experts, stress is a burst of energy that basically advises you on what to do. In small doses, stress has many advantages. For instance, stress can help you meet daily challenges and motivates you to reach your goals. In fact, stress can help you accomplish tasks more efficiently. It can even boost memory. Stress is also a vital warning system, producing the fight, flight, freeze response we discussed in the Understanding Disruptions episode. When the brain perceives some kind of stress, it starts flooding the body with chemicals like epinephrine, norepinephrine, and cortisol. This creates a variety of reactions, such as an increase in blood pressure and heart rate. Plus, the senses suddenly have a laser-like focus so you can avoid physically stressful situations, such as jumping away from a moving car and being safe. In addition, there are various health benefits with a little bit of stress. Researchers believe that some stress can help to fortify the immune system. For instance, stress can improve how your heart works and protect your body from infection. In one study, individuals who experienced moderate levels of stress before surgery were able to recover faster than individuals who had low or high levels. Stress is key for survival, but too much stress can be detrimental. Emotional stress that stays around for weeks or months can weaken the immune system and cause high blood pressure, fatigue, depression, anxiety, and even heart disease. In particular, too much epinephrine can be harmful to your heart. It can change the arteries and how their cells are able to regenerate. In fact, it's important to remain cognizant of the Yerkes-Dodson effect. Too much stress is harmful to your brain, but so is too little. British researchers found that while chronic exposure to high levels of cortisol damaged the hippocampus, the right amount of this hormone could actually enhance learning and memory. In other words, the right amount of stress, eustress, is good for your brain. So, how do we know when it is too much stress or just the right amount of stress? That will vary from person to person. Stress becomes harmful when it exceeds our ability to cope. Selye called this distress, and if we think about the term, it makes sense. Too little stress leads to boredom, lack of motivation, unfulfilled dreams and desires, and not reaching your potential, which can bring on low self-esteem. Now, it's important to consider that it might be tough to tell when you're experiencing good or bad stress, but there are important ways that your body lets you know that you're struggling with too much stress. Watch out for the following warning signs: inability to concentrate or complete tasks, getting sick more often with colds, body aches, other illnesses like autoimmune diseases flaring up, headaches, irritability, trouble falling or staying asleep, changes in appetite, feeling more angry or anxious than usual. Stress is an inevitable part of life, but you can improve the way you respond to stress and avoid or change some of the situations that create negative stress or distress. Chronic stress can lead to or worsen serious health problems, including high blood pressure, autoimmune diseases, digestive issues, depression, and anxiety. So it's really important to manage stress, prevent negative stress levels, and speak up if you're feeling overwhelmed. Here are some tips for managing stress. First, watch out for signs of stress overload. Symptoms of too much stress can be physical, emotional, mental, and behavioral. While everyone's different, some common signs are memory problems, trouble concentrating, racing thoughts, irritability, anger, sadness, headaches, frequent colds, and changes in sleep or appetite. Next, know your stress triggers. Stress and its triggers are different for everyone. Certain people, places, or situations might produce high levels of stress for you. Think about what causes you stress and brainstorm solutions. If public speaking or presentations make you stressed, start researching early and practice several times. If there are friends or social situations that cause extreme stress, you might want to avoid them when you're already feeling tense or overwhelmed, or make use of certain coping strategies, such as the mindfulness toolkit I've linked in the show notes, before you have to encounter these situations. Next, exercise. All forms of exercise reduce stress levels, flood the body with feel-good endorphins, improve mood, boost energy, and provide a healthy distraction from your difficult situations. Plus, exercise may make you feel less susceptible to stress in the long run. Find physical activities that you enjoy and try to devote about 30 minutes to them each day. Next, relax. While it's impossible to eliminate all negative stress from your life, you can control the way you react to stress. Your body's natural fight, flight, or freeze response can take its toll. When you're faced with a stressful situation that your mind perceives as a threat, it sends various chemicals like adrenaline and cortisol throughout your body. As a result, heart rate and breathing speeds up and your digestion slows down. This tires out the body. Relaxation techniques are a huge help in calming you down, boosting mood, and fighting illness. Try a variety of techniques like yoga, breathing exercises, mindfulness, meditation, and visualization to see what works for you and schedule a relaxation break a couple of times a week. To help you with this, I've linked to a mindfulness toolkit in the show notes. Next, manage your time well. Time can seem like a luxury in our lives sometimes, but there are various ways to manage it effectively. First, focus on one task at a time. Multitasking rarely works. Jot down everything you need to do in a calendar or a task management app or program. Prioritize your list and break projects into single steps or actions. Next, be realistic. Pulling yourself in different directions will only stress you out. So try not to overcommit yourself or do extracurricular activities when you're super busy with a million other priorities. Next, curb your caffeine. Caffeine might help you push through in the short term, but it interrupts sleep and makes you more anxious, tense, and jittery. This obviously ups your stress level, so try and drink no more than one caffeinated beverage a day. Next, don't self-medicate. Some overscheduled people drink, take drugs, smoke, and use other unhealthy behaviors to cope with stress. However, these behaviors can exacerbate stress by negatively affecting your mood and health. Next, reach out. If you're stressed out, talk to your friends and family. If you feel like you can't handle the stress on your own, schedule an appointment with a counselor, or make time to speak with a friend or a trusted loved one. It's important that you're reaching out for support in order to navigate the stressors going on in your life. We've spent some time today looking at the ways stress can align with our goals, as well as getting in our way, and some basic strategies for more effectively managing our stress levels. I hope you found some tips you can use to help boost the optimal levels of stress in your life. Please feel free to share these with us in our social media communities so we can celebrate with you and so you can inspire others. I look forward to our next discussion when we get back to our Mindful Monday series. And until then, take care.
Thanks for listening to Beyond the Couch Podcast, a space for celebrating you. The contents of this episode are for informational and supplemental purposes only, and not a substitute for professional services. For more access to You Beyond the Couch, check out www.drsallynazari.com.